Health Department. MEC Gwen Ramokgopa is expected to visit them today. The last count had indicated that 48 patients were unaccounted for by end of arbitration hearings. Our reporter Maakgeketla Mohlabi is at the Lenasia south of Johannesburg. Let's get now cross live to him. Maakgeketla, what is the latest regarding the patients who have been found?
Good morning to you, Desiree. Of course, as you mentioned in your intro, we are in Lenasia, south of Johannesburg, where Gauteng Health MEC Gwen Ramokgopa is visiting one of the families that we know that they have been on the list of those people or patients that were unaccounted for. And of course, you would recall during the arbitration hearings by the former Justice the we heard of horrific stories of how some of these patients were treated the ill-equipped NGOs across the province. So, but just to get more details in terms of this visit and how the department is planning to get more patients back to their families, I'm joined by the MEC herself. MEC, thanks so much for your time. First of all, just tell me about this visit. How did it come about?
Maakgeketla, thank you very much for this interview, and good afternoon to viewers. I'm here in Lenasia because I'm visiting the 5 families that we could not trace, whose loved ones we could not trace. And I'm just happy to say that they were safe. These are patients who were discharged from Life Esidimeni. And from the list, we managed to account for those that went to the NGOs, those that went to the acute hospitals, and many others. We've been working on this list, which was initially above 100 when we started. Last year, it was about 55. This year, we started with 21. So in the past 2 weeks, we were able to trace 5 of them. I must say that there's still 16 that we are leaving no stone unturned, and we're working relentlessly daily to trace them. You would ask, why have we not been able to trace them? We haven't been able to trace them because on the list, they either had only a name, no surname, no ID, or a surname, no ID, no name, or a different name being given. So we had to work with SASSA, we had to work with Home Affairs to make sure that we track these patients. So today it's also, they say for every dark cloud, because Life Esidimeni tragedy was really a big dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So finding these patients alive and healthy with their families is wonderful. I started this morning visiting one at Vescopis, and who was also from one hospital to the other, and but was discharged to the family. The address also changes and the contact numbers. And today I'm in Lenasia, and I'll be going to a Soweto family. So we really are saying that this silver linings, it's really cause for celebration because the patients are well. I must say that the mental health user here at Lenasia was anxious that we're taking him back to the facilities, and we assured him that no, we just wanted to make sure that he is with family, and the family has been welcoming. We even had a brunch together with the family.
And of course, I saw the family were smiling when you arrived. But the question is where you found these patients. Were these NGOs treating them well? Are you happy with the state of the conditions at these NGOs?
Those that we found earlier in NGOs, those were legitimate, well licensed, properly licensed NGOs, and they were in a good state. The ones that are with families, I'm also happy. The families are looking after them, but obviously the state needs to also meet them halfway. And for instance, here in Lenasia, they are also attending the local clinic for continued medication, support and care, which is also what needs to happen, that the community and families need to work with government, and government needs to support. But should there be a need for any admission or whatever, we are available for the family. It is their health system. They can use it anytime.
And those that are still unaccounted for, 16 of them, you say, what is the hope? Is there hope that we'll find them alive, considering the huge number of patients that died in the hands of these illegal NGOs?
My hope, I really hope, my hope is very positive. I'm eternally a positive person, and I really believe that also God is gracious. We have gone through a lot of trauma and suffering as families, the mental health users themselves, and the nation. And I am very positive in my spirit that we need just to account for them. And that is why I use the terminology, accounting for them. And finding them at home with families, we have accounted, and I'm happy.
MEC, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, Desiree, of course, the search is still on, as you heard from the MEC at this family here. We managed to speak to them, and of course, they actually detailed how they are happy to have their loved one back well and alive. So this is what actually went down with the interview that we just did. We did with them just a couple of minutes ago. We are joining Punan's family, who we know that one of their loved one had gone missing after we know of the Life Esidimeni tragedy. About 58 of those patients were unaccounted for, and your brother is one of them. Ma'am, thanks so much for your time. Just for record, just tell me your name and how you related to him.
It's Lenasia Punan, and this is my uncle.
Now, Lenasia, just tell me, how did you find your uncle?
Well, my auntie, he was actually taken from a home, and then he stayed with my auntie. And my auntie passed away, and then we decided to take him in because things weren't okay that side.
So was he at Life Esidimeni as well?
Yes.
For how long?
I think about more or less 5-6 years, I think. I'm not really sure.
So how long did he go missing, and when exactly did you find him?
That was like 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Was it during the Life Esidimeni debacle, or was it just before that?
It was after that.
It was after that. So, but when you heard of some of the Life Esidimeni patients having gone missing or unaccounted for, how did you as a family cope?
Well, we were like worried about him. We were really worried, but then eventually we got him home, and now he's back with us here.
Did you perhaps panic when you heard of this, that some of the patients had gone missing?
Yes, we did, because the whole family was worried about him. Because, I mean, you know, when a disabled person goes missing, you wonder, because outside there you don't know what happens.
But were you perhaps worried that he may have lost his life? Because I'm sure you were watching Life Esidimeni arbitrations as well, as you heard that over 144 patients had died during those transfers. Were you perhaps worried that you may not find him alive?
Yes, we were. We were very worried.
Yeah. But then, when the first time you then got him back, how did he look? Did he look like he was well fed, he was well taken care of? Just tell me the whole story of the first day when you brought him here.
Okay, the first time when we saw him, he was like dirty, smelling. You could see he wasn't nutrition or anything. Yeah, we could see that he wasn't living a very happy life there.
Did he perhaps detail in terms of how he was treated?
Yeah, he used to suffer with anger management. He's up till now. He still has an outburst now and then. And then now and then he does have nightmares, but not so much anymore. But he's fine now.
But then at the Life Esidimeni facility where he was kept, do you perhaps have an idea how he was treated, how he was perhaps taken care of? Was he taken care of quite well, the way perhaps as a family you are satisfied?
No. I can actually show you how he got bitten. he was in hospital, they used to abuse him. Yeah. And he was always drugged up. Didn't know who was who. Yeah.
Did you perhaps try to find an explanation as to why he was treated that way, he was beaten, he was drugged up?
Well, when we asked the nurses there, and they always said, no, it's the people, you know. But they couldn't give us an explanation. So we said, couldn't, like, they keep him, like, one side away from the ones who are like, really dangerous. And then they tried, they said they tried, but no answers.
Did that perhaps affect you?
It hurt us, knowing that, you know, when we leave in there, what's going to happen next to my uncle. But now, we're actually happy that he's away from that. Serious.
But then what recourse do you want now that you are aware of how your uncle was treated in terms of how he was, you know, abused? What do you want to see happen as a family?
We just want him to be himself again, the way we know him. And slowly but surely, yeah, he's coming right.
Will you ever take him back to those facilities?
Never again, never.
Why?
Because to see how he was treated, no. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Because, I mean, he's a human being. So, no.
Have you been able to speak to the government officials? Because we know that some of the families that were affected by the whole Life Esidimeni tragedy were compensated. Have you been able to communicate with the department?
No, we haven't. There was once somebody came here, but we weren't at home. But ever since then, nobody contacted us. Yeah. And we never had any contact with them else.
All right, thanks so much for your time. Highly appreciate it. Can we speak to him as well? So thanks so much for your time. My name is Maakgeketla. What's your name again? Just tell me, would you like to tell us how you were treated there yourself? Would you like to tell us the whole traumatic experience you've had when you were at that facility? What did you say?
He says that they hit him on his back. He was bitten, and they pushed him. He used to push him on the floor.
Yeah. And how did you feel when that was happening?
Nice. Ik word weg.
En daar zo word je gevoel.
Ik is nou beter nu.
Okay, he says now he's better. But there he wasn't happy.
When you were there, did you miss your family?
Gemis. Baie gemis. My ma, my pa, my broer and my sister.
Okay, he missed his mother, his father, his brother, and his sisters.
Yeah. And now that you're at home with your family, and I can see you're well taken care of, how do you feel? Can you translate that?
Nou dat je hier bij de huis is, hoe voel je nou dat je hier is?
Beter, nice. Blij.
Okay, he feels happy. He's plays and happy, yeah.
Thanks so much for your time and wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you.
Our reporter there, Maakgeketla Mohlabi, a development in the Life Esidimeni case of some of the missing people, some of them having been found. Maakgeketla, what sense did you get speaking to the family? I imagine a sense of relief.
Absolutely, Desiree. In fact, when we arrived here in Lenasia at this home, George van der Merwe, the patient himself, opened the gate for us. He welcomed us here, and he was lively, he was flamboyant, he looked very happy. And that tells you a story that for the past 3 years that he hadn't been able to see his family, as he mentioned in that insert, he'd been going through a lot, really. So arriving here, you could actually sense excitement in him. When you speak to him, you could sense that he's now at home, and he's saying that I'm not going anywhere, I want to be here, because it clearly takes you back really to the hearings during that arbitration. Families detailing how their family members were found to be in a condition that were abused, they had been abused, they had been ill-treated at these ill-equipped NGOs. So at this stage, we understand that the MEC will be going to Soweto to visit another family who have their loved one back. And of course, the question is, what about those 16 unaccounted for? Are they still alive? I think that's a huge question. And but of course, the MEC hoping that they will be found alive. As you know, that Desiree, over 144 patients died at the hands of these ill-equipped NGOs.
Maakgeketla, thank you so much for that update. A positive story indeed. Now, the late